Alright everyone, as usual, I am not Team Israel or Team Palestine. I am Team America First. I believe in the United States and liberty and all of those things, star-spangled bullshit. I don't really care what happens in the Middle East, although I do condemn civilians dying. I condemn Hamas for raping and killing a bunch of Israeli citizens. I condemn Israel for their 2-to-1 ratio with regards to killing civilians in Gaza. But I did find this humorous. AOC is whining right now. She's the leader of the Geek Squad. It used to be the Gang of Four, but now it's the Geek Squad because there's more than 4 of them, unfortunately. She's whining, link in the description, archived of course, because she came out and she condemned the pager explosions that happened in Lebanon the other day, of course targeting Hezbollah, and there were civilians that were injured or killed by that. They had stuffed them with explosives. They did the same the next day with walkie-talkies. They stuffed them with explosives, and then, by simply, I guess, dialing the right number, they could set the explosive off or something along those lines. Mossad is very good at these sort of covert ops, and it's quite something when you think about it. In the first wave, I think there were 1,000 people injured or something like that. You imagine, you're in Hezbollah, but you're just driving to the local cafe. The pager explodes, and you're in the car, and all of a sudden, you careen off into a crowd or something like that. So she came out and condemned that. And she's not entirely wrong, because the problem is that in some cases, these individuals were in proximity to other people, they were on the road, they may have been in a truck or something, the truck goes off the overpass and falls onto a bunch of other cars or something. So she's not 100% wrong, just to be clear. But now she's whining because her office got vandalized. Supporters of Israel came and they put up pictures of blood-splattered people basically in her office. That's the allegation at least. And she's like, she does that thing. This is unacceptable because you're not allowed to protest my decisions. Sort of like, she's like Wimp Lo, actually, from Kung Pao when you think about it. My nipples look like milk duds. Some of you get the reference. But I thought this was funny. I mean, the whole incident itself isn't funny. The Hamas incursion into Israel was wrong. The Israeli attack on Gaza at this point, because of the number of civilian casualties, that's wrong too. You've got an expansion of the settlements in the West Bank, that's wrong. You've got foreign non-state actors, namely Hezbollah, etc., attacking random Jews, that's wrong as well. Everything's gone wrong. And the thing is, you should just condemn it all. Be like, what the fuck are you people doing? Why can't you ever have peace for more than a year or 2 at a time? Why is it impossible for the people in the region to get along? I know that this is asking too much, of course. It's never going to happen, but the area's been at war for several thousand years. It's only ever semi-peaceful when a foreign empire takes over the whole region, so I'm probably asking for too much, but can't random Jewish and Islamic people in the area, can't they just grow olives and make their bread and raise their children and do normal things instead of constantly killing each other? Not going to happen. AOC's not 100% wrong. She's just 80% wrong. I mean, on economic policy, she's 100% wrong, but that's a different issue entirely. Her office was vandalized. Oh my God, pictures were put up of people that were blood splattered and saying you've got blood on your hands and stuff like that. What a terrible sin. Meanwhile, she won't look at the situation for what it really is. You're not being shot at. You're not being bombed. Rockets are not flying at your house. Your views on this issue are unequivocally pro-Palestine. You've got to understand, though, that there were civilians in Israel that were harmed too, and continue to be harmed. I think there are still some hostages. Hell, some of them were United States citizens. You don't have to be Team Israel to understand the gravity of that particular situation. And it could have started a larger war. If we had had a different administration, we might already be boots on the ground mode in Gaza ourselves. Oh, the IDF, fuck that. You go home. Well, we'll take care of this, or something like that. I've often said, and I'm only semi-joking when I say this, it would probably be for the best if the United States were to assert hegemony and annex the entire region unequivocally, and just create one Transjordanian state, and go back to the colonial model. It's probably the only way in which this region would ever experience a lick of peace. I'm semi-joking when I prescribe that, by the way, as the remedy. It's become too expensive. We lose men anyway. You know, look at, there was that certain incident with the ship there that one time, back in the 1960s, I believe it was. It was a fun time, wasn't it? I'm sure our sailors weren't confused as fuck as to what was going on. She's whining, though, and it's like, well, you know, it's a partisan issue, generally speaking, at this point. You've expressed a strong opinion with regards to it. And your opinion is generally incoherent. Now, you may be partially right, of course. I don't think that a bunch of Palestinian civilians should be being killed. That the Hezbollah pager thing did kill civilians as well. But, I mean, Israel is going to resort to that methodology. They're going to try to degrade their enemies. The United States should be taking a more active diplomatic role. We should be trying to smooth things over. What's the fucking administration doing? Literally nothing. I haven't heard from Biden in weeks. I don't know. I want proof of life at this point. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Supposedly he's the leader of the free world. That's pretty sad, by the way. AOC should be complaining about that more and saying, hey, Joe, why don't you take a flight over there and do diplomacy? But he can't. That's the whole fucking point. He can't. He's incapable of it mentally. And so AOC is not seeing the forest for the trees, basically. She's just like, she's off in La La Land, but that doesn't surprise me either. This is a rather sad situation now, isn't it? That's about all. Peace out.